Welcome to ATW's Friday Night WhackDown, bringing you all-time wrestling's non-stop action, coming to you live from the Catching Arts Arena. And your commentary team tonight is me, Richard Tugger, and me, Stats Nerdy Man. And what a show we have in store tonight, Stats. What's happening tonight, Tug? Well, tonight, Stats, is our first round of qualifiers for ATW's Golden Ropes Tournament. The winners of these 4 matches will advance to the bronze bracket of the tournament, and then they will face each other to advance to the silver bracket, and finally, in the golden bracket, the 2 finalists will face off against each other. That's right, Tug, and the winner of that final will get a shot at the ATW Heavyweight World Championship at SummerSpank. Now let's take a look at the tournament board to see who's competing. That's strange, Jax Felix does not seem to have a listed opponent for his qualifier match. Perhaps the mysterious WhackDown general manager hasn't decided who will be facing him yet. I'm sure we'll find out through the course of the night.
And I'm just being told that Jax Felix is backstage giving an interview about his upcoming match.
When I was brought here to ATW, I had big dreams and I respected everyone in that locker room back there. It was an absolute honor to be here at ATW. But you know something? When Flying Brian eliminated me from the Rumble, I was heartbroken. I worked so hard and I put in all the effort, and he came in and he stole it at the last minute. But you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. And so I'm so grateful to have been entered into the Golden Ropes Tournament. And I promise you all, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna win this tournament and get my rightful shot at that championship. What's this? Who is that? That looks like Brian Pillman. What is he doing here? I thought he'd been taken care of by Randy Savage. What's he doing? He's attacking Jax Felix. Oh, what a cowardly tactic. Attacking him right before he has his big Golden Ropes Tournament match. What a despicable human being.
And Brian Pillman rolls 2 successes on that backstage attack action, meaning Jax Felix will have -2 health at the start of his next match. And he will also advance 1 space on the heel track, gaining him a level 1 heel card. And he gains the exposed turnbuckle ability.
Who do you think you are, Jax Felix? You have the audacity to mock my victory at the Rumble? I worked hard for that, and I've been recovering and training for this moment. Because let me tell you something, Jax Felix, your opponent in the Golden Ropes Tournament tonight is me.
And you can really tell Brian Pillman has indeed been training. And with all the training Brian Pillman was doing in the lead up to his championship match against Randy Savage, and during his time off, you can really see the difference, as he now has 5 skill tokens.
Can you believe it, Stats? Brian Pillman has returned, and his first match tonight is in the Golden Ropes Tournament against the Miracle Seed, Jax Felix. Well, what a turn of events. And this looks like a new, dangerous and unhinged Brian Pillman. Poor Jax Felix, he was so looking forward to this tournament, and to get attacked like that, out of nowhere, it's shocking. It is. You are right about that, Stats. I always knew he was a bad seed.
And while the official prepares the cards for that match, let's tell you all about our sponsor, Shattered Ice Gaming. Shattered Ice Gaming is a fantastic gaming channel with reviews and... What's this?
I'm sorry, Tugger. Am I interrupting your sponsorship for those assholes at Shattered Ice Gaming? Listen to me, Shattered Ice Gaming. You suck. Nobody should subscribe to your bum-ass channel.
What's got into you, Brian? You're attacking Jax Felix, interrupting our sponsors. What's going on?
Let me tell you what's going on, Stats. I am sick and tired of the mysterious general manager of WhackDown screwing me over. He let that jerk Gilgamesh interrupt my #1 contenders match with Kurt Angle. Then he made me compete in a last man standing match right before the Abu Dhabi Rumble. So I have a message for you. I'm gonna win the Golden Ropes Tournament, I'm gonna take out anyone you throw at me, and then I'm coming for you, Mr. Booker Man.
What has gotten into you, Flying Brian?
Who are you calling Flying Brian, Tug? And let me give you a piece of my mind, too. I'm sick of you sitting out here at your little commentary desk, calling me a jerk and a sneak and a slimy snake every single week. How about I slap you around the way I did Jax Felix, huh?
Wait a minute, Brian, now. I think you've got it all wrong. I don't think you're a snake.
Oh, really? We can go back and watch the tapes, Tug.
No. I wish you the best of luck in the Golden Ropes tournament. You're fantastic.
You're pathetic. It's no wonder you don't get in the ring anymore. And I have one more message, and that's for Randy Savage, the Macho Man, and his Savage World Order. This isn't just about a title anymore, Savage. You destroyed my ankles. You destroyed my larynx. Once I'm done with the Golden Ropes, I'm coming for you. And I'm not just gonna take your title. I'm gonna take your dignity. I'm gonna take your self-respect. You keep talking about how you're the cream of the crop. Well, when I'm done with you, you're gonna be nothing but skimmed milk. Oh, yeah!
Well, I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That was highly irregular and unprofessional of Flying Brian. I don't think he's Flying Brian anymore, Stats. I think we've got a loose cannon on our hands here. And I think the Savage World Order better be watching its back. Well, you might be right, Tug. And I'd just like to reassure all the viewers that here at ATW's WhackDown, we don't believe that our sponsor, Shattered Ice Gaming, sucks, and you should definitely go and subscribe to their channel. That's right, Stats. Exactly what you said. And it looks like the official has finished preparing the cards. So let's take a look at what has happened in the Golden Ropes tournament so far before we see Brian Pillman take on Jax Felix.
Well, in our first match of the night, Ray Jaguar took on the Dynamite Kid Tom Billington. How did that go, Stats? Well, Ray Jaguar had a brawl value of 1 and scored a total of 3, while the Dynamite Kid had a brawl value of 3 and scored a total of 6, giving him the win over Ray Jaguar. A fantastic win by the Dynamite Kid, and he will advance to the bronze bracket. And then next, the Junkyard Dog took on Rob Van Dam. And both the Junkyard Dog and Rob Van Dam had a brawl value of 2. The Junkyard Dog scored a total of 6. Rob Van Dam scored a 10, giving him a decisive victory over the Junkyard Dog. And that sends RVD through to the bronze bracket to take on the Dynamite Kid next week. And then we saw OMS take on Raven. And OMS scored a total of 9, giving him an almost certain victory over Raven. But unbelievably, Raven scored an 11, sending him through to the bronze bracket. And OMS was eliminated from the tournament, leaving Jax Felix versus Brian Pillman.
And this is a matchup we have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, and I have to say, I am looking forward to the so-called Miracle Seed Jax Felix being taught a lesson by Brian Pillman. Tug, didn't you say that Pillman deserves to be beaten down by Jax Felix because he cost him the Rumble? I never said any such thing, Stats. Brian Pillman is a fantastic competitor and he deserves everything he's got. He has been robbed of the title multiple times now. Well, you've certainly changed your tune. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I think you're just scared of Brian Pillman because he came down here and got in your face. Nonsense, Stats. Absolute nonsense. I have always respected and admired Brian Pillman's skill. And do you know something else, Stats? I think Brian Pillman is extremely brave to be competing in this match with a leg injury that he is still recovering from. Well, that's right, Tug. Brian Pillman had to undergo throat surgery after that larynx crusher. He's never sounded the same since. And his ankles are still heavily damaged, meaning he will only have a hand size of 4 cards for this match. And he will also begin the match with 1 less health. But Brian Pillman is not stupid. He evened the odds by attacking Jax Felix earlier. Well, I wouldn't say it's evening the odds. It's quite a cowardly tactic if you ask me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is scheduled for one fall and is a Golden Ropes Tournament qualifier match. Introducing first, with a health value of 15 and a maximum stamina also of 15, he is the loose cannon, Brian Pillman.
And what on earth is Brian Pillman doing? He's shoving his way through the crowd. Oh look, it's Stats and Tug on their little commentary desk.
And introducing his opponent, with a maximum health of 13 and a draw pile of 16 cards, he is the Miracle Seed, Jax Felix.
Well, this match is now underway, and Brian Pillman is looking to teach the no-good Miracle Seed Jax Felix a lesson. But Jax Felix is ever the showman, and so at the start of this match, he will gain 3 momentum immediately. And Jax Felix looks to start things off straight away with a double foot stomp. And he needs a 3+ to hit with that. Oh, and he gets a 1! He completely misses as Brian Pillman rolls out of the way. And now Brian Pillman has the initiative, and he's going for a suplex. And that's going to cost him 1 stamina.
He's looking for a 3 to hit.
And Jax Felix is looking to adapt here. But unfortunately for him, neither player has 5 momentum, and so the attack hits. And that deals 2 damage to Jax Felix, and gains him 2 momentum. Oh, Brian Pillman is a serious loose cannon. That's right, and it looks like he's using his loose cannon ability, which means he will roll 2 dice. But he only rolls a 6, which means Brian Pillman will gain 1 momentum and 1 charge on his unpredictable ability. And now Brian Pillman goes to follow up with a power slam, and that's going to cost him 2 stamina, and that needs a 3+ to hit. Oh, and he gets a 2, but Brian Pillman is not going to give up that easily. He discards an Irish whip to re-roll his die. Oh, what a power slam, dealing 2 damage to Jax Felix. That was incredible. What a move by Brian Pillman. And he gains 2 momentum. Oh, now Brian Pillman is taunting the cocky Miracle Seed Jax Felix. And that allows Brian Pillman to regain 1 stamina, gain 1 momentum, and draw 2 cards. And Brian Pillman draws a wheel kick and the air Pillman. But Jax Felix will take a moment to recover while he is being taunted. And because of Jax Felix's special ability, he will recover 2 health instead of 1. And then Brian Pillman looks like he is thoroughly satisfied with his work, and he's taking a rest, which allows him to regain 3 more stamina, while Jax Felix takes the initiative. And Jax Felix goes for a running knee, which he needs a 3+ to hit with. And he gets a 5, which deals 3 damage to Brian Pillman and gains Jax Felix 3 momentum. And now he looks to follow that up with a roundhouse kick. And Jax Felix is looking for a 3. Oh, and he gets a 6, which deals 2 damage to Brian Pillman and gains another 2 momentum for Jax Felix.
Oh, and Jax Felix looks to combo that roundhouse kick into a Snap Hurricane Rana. But even though they both have the circle combo icon, the roundhouse kick has an orange circle, and the Snap Hurricane Rana has a green, which means he cannot combo those 2 moves. And that's going to require a 2 to hit. And he gets a 6 again, dealing another damage to Brian Pillman and gaining himself 2 more momentum. And then Brian Pillman draws a card as his defender's compensation, and he gets a knife-edge chop. And now Jax Felix looks like he is wanting to put this one away early as he goes for the fall from grace, his finishing move. But he's going to need a 6 to hit with this. Oh, and Brian gets out of the way and takes the initiative. And now Brian Pillman is looking for a knife-edge chop, which costs him 1 stamina.
he needs a 2 to hit. Oh, and Jax Felix tries to get out of the way, but Brian Pillman will discard another knife-edge chop to re-roll his die. Oh, did you hear the sound of that chop, Stats? Connecting right with Jax Felix's chest, and that deals him 1 damage and gains Brian Pillman 1 momentum, and then he uses his loose cannon ability. Oh, and he fails to get anything with his loose cannon ability. Oh, and that has really taken out of Brian Pillman. Now he is taking a rest, and that will allow him to draw another card, getting a neck breaker. And now Jax Felix picks up the initiative and comes in looking for a strike combo. Oh, but what's this? Brian Pillman reverses. Oh, what a reversal by Pillman. And that reversal costs him 2 stamina, but it deals 2 damage to Jax Felix and gains 2 more momentum for Brian Pillman. And after that reversal, Brian Pillman takes a moment to recover, which allows him to regain 2 stamina and draw 1 card, getting a chop block. But once again, that showman ability allows Jax Felix to recover 2 health. And now Brian Pillman goes on the offensive, looking for a neck breaker. And that's going to cost him 2 stamina. And he needs a 3+ to hit. Oh, and he connects with that neck breaker, dealing 2 damage to Jax Felix, and gains 2 momentum for Brian Pillman. And now he once again tries to use his loose cannon ability. Oh, but he gets a 5 and gains nothing. Oh, now Brian Pillman is looking for a tornado DDT, which costs him 2 stamina, and he needs a 4+ to hit. Oh, but Jax Felix is trying to adapt. Oh, and because Jax Felix's health is 7 or less, that means he successfully adapts, increasing the target roll for Brian Pillman by 1. But that was a whopping 6 that Brian Pillman rolled, and so the attack still hits. Oh, what a tornado DDT. He just smashed Jax Felix's head right into the mat, and that deals 3 damage to Jax Felix. But due to his adapt card, he will regain 1 health after the attack. But Brian Pillman gains 2 momentum, and once again tries for that loose cannon. Oh, and this time he gets a 10, doing 1 additional damage to Jax Felix, gaining 1 momentum, and placing another charge. Oh, and now Brian Pillman is going for that chop block, and it's going to cost him 2 stamina, and he needs a 3+ to hit with this. Oh, but he misses. But Brian Pillman is not to be deterred. He goes for it again, discarding his wheel kick to re-roll the die.
And if he has no stamina or only 1 card in his hand, that's going to apply +2 to the target roll.
Oh, and he hits, and that deals 2 damage, and gains Brian Pillman 2 more momentum. And the chop block has the loose cannon icon, which means he adds another charge to his unpredictable ability. And that's 3 charges, meaning Jax Felix's finisher and signature moves will now require +1 to hit Brian Pillman. Oh, now Brian Pillman is resting again, and he draws a card, getting a punch. And now Jax Felix goes on the offensive, and he's looking for a springboard moonsault.
He's looking for a 3 to hit.
Brian Pillman gets out of the way of that springboard moonsault. Oh, Jax Felix just can't catch a break. But Brian Pillman just spends some more time resting, and that allows him to draw another card, getting him a DDT. And now Jax Felix is going for a shooting star, one of his signature maneuvers. And unfortunately for Jax, that's going to increase his target number by 1 because of Brian Pillman's unpredictable ability. Oh, and he gets a 2, meaning Brian Pillman will seize the initiative immediately and go on the offensive. And now Brian Pillman comes in, going for a punch right to Jax Felix's jaw, which costs him 1 stamina and needs a 2 to hit. Oh, and did you hear that impact? Brian Pillman's fist connecting right with Jax Felix's jaw. He has rung his bell well and truly. And Jax Felix takes 1 damage, while Brian Pillman gains 1 momentum. Oh, and now what's Brian Pillman doing? He's just ripped the padding off and exposed that steel turnbuckle.
Oh, and Brian Pillman bounces Jax Felix's head right off that exposed steel turnbuckle.
And that gains Brian Pillman 1 more momentum and deals 2 damage to Jax Felix. Oh, and now Jax Felix has been knocked for 6. He doesn't know where he is, and Brian Pillman is once again resting, just taking his time as he picks apart the miracle scene. And that allows him to draw another card, and he gets a missile dropkick. And now Jax Felix comes in on the attack, looking for a springboard kick. Oh, but what's this? It looks like Brian Pillman might have tweaked his ankles. They are injured after all. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, he's using his fake injury ability, which allows him to gain the initiative and means his next attack will have -1 to the target roll. And now Brian Pillman is looking to finish things off with the Air Pillman, costing him 2 stamina. And that fake injury ability is going to reduce his target roll by 1, and his momentum means that Brian Pillman is only going to need a 3 to hit. Oh, but it's a reversal by Jax Felix, and that's going to deal 1 damage to Brian Pillman and gain 1 momentum for Jax Felix. And then he shuffles the Air Pillman back into his draw pile and draws a replacement, which is a clothesline. And now Jax Felix comes in looking for a German suplex, and he needs a 3. Oh, but he gets a 1. Jax Felix just cannot touch Brian Pillman. Oh, he is no match for the loose cannon. Brian Pillman is proving himself to be one of the greatest wrestlers of ATW.
And now Brian Pillman will take the initiative, but he is looking exhausted. So he chooses to rest, allowing himself to draw another card, and he gets a missile dropkick.
And now Jax Felix looks for a comeback, going for a knife-edge chop, and he needs a 2 to hit. Oh, and he connects. Oh, what a knife-edge chop, slapping right off of Brian Pillman's chest. And that does 1 damage to Brian Pillman and gains 1 momentum for Jax Felix. And now Brian Pillman draws a card as his defender's compensation, once again getting the missile dropkick. And Jax Felix looks to follow up with a springboard cutter, which he needs a 2 to hit with. Oh, and he hits, dealing 1 damage to Brian Pillman and gains 2 momentum. Oh, things might not be looking so good for Brian Pillman now.
And Brian Pillman will gain 1 stamina as his defender's compensation.
And because that springboard cutter was a circle combo, it deals 1 additional damage to Brian Pillman, and that's going to drop him to low health. Oh, and now Jax Felix is looking for a submission as he goes for the Winnipeg Crab. But that's going to require a 6 to hit because of Brian Pillman's unpredictable ability. Oh, and he gets a 5. Oh, he couldn't quite lock in that Winnipeg Crab.
And Brian Pillman draws the last card from his draw pile as his defender's compensation, and he gets a kick to the gut.
And now Brian Pillman once again is looking for that missile drop kick, and that cost him 2 stamina,
and that's going to require a 4.
And Jax Felix rolls his NPC recharge, which means he will regain 1 charge on his reversal ability. Oh, and he hits with that missile dropkick. What an impact! Dealing 3 damage to Jax Felix and gaining Brian Pillman 3 momentum. Oh, and what's this? He's comboing that missile dropkick into the Air Pillman. What a fantastic strategy by Brian Pillman. You're right there, Tug. Because it's a square combo, that'll reduce the target roll for the Air Pillman by 1, meaning Brian Pillman only needs a 4 to hit with it, but it costs him 2 stamina. Oh, and Jax Felix rolls his NPC recharge, getting another charge on his reversal ability, but it doesn't stop the Air Pillman. Oh, what an Air Pillman! He nearly took Jax Felix's head off, and I think that is it. Brian Pillman is going for the pin. This one is over. Jax Felix does not know where he is, and that Air Pillman gained him 3 momentum, and because that was a finisher and he's at low health, Jax Felix will only get 1 chance to kick out of this, and he's going to need a 1. 1, 2. Oh my god, he does it. That's unbelievable. Jax Felix must have kicked out at 2.9999 there. And now Brian Pillman's draw pile is empty, which means the Air Pillman is returned to his hand. And he's going to go for the Air Pillman once again, costing him 2 stamina. And he still needs a 4 to hit with this. Oh, and Jax Felix escapes out of a ring, hoping to adapt to that Air Pillman. Oh, and that adapt means that Brian Pillman will get +2 to his target roll because he has low stamina, but he can discard a card to make it +1 instead, and so he discards the kick to the gut, which stops Jax Felix from adapting, and he smashes him right down to the mat. Oh, now Pillman is going for the pin. This has to be it. This has to be over. 2 air Pillmans. No way Jax Felix can kick out of this. And once again, due to the air Pillman being a finisher and his low health, Jax Felix is only going to get 1 chance to kick out of this.
1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the loose cannon, Brian Pillman.
Oh, and that's it, it's over. Brian Pillman picked up the victory. But what an incredible show of resilience by Jax Felix. I cannot believe it took 2 air Pillmans to put him down for the count. Well, Jax Felix is the miracle seed after all, Tug. He has a lot of heart, that boy, and a bright future in ATW. But Brian Pillman and his vicious attack before this match just really made it difficult for him. Well, I don't know about that. I think Brian Pillman would have probably won anyway. He was just being nice to Jax Felix. Being nice by attacking him in the ring? Well, Jax Felix said some rather mean things about him, didn't he? You gotta teach these young ones a lesson, Stats, you know that. Oh, what's he doing now? It looks like Brian Pillman is helping Jax Felix to his feet. You see, Stats, he's a nice bloke. Oh, well, he just threw him over the top of the ring ropes. How's that for nice, Tug? Oh, he was just helping him get backstage where he can get some medical attention. He cares about the lad, clearly. You know, Tug, you have a very warped view of things. I don't know what you're talking about, but Brian Pillman will advance in the Golden Ropes tournament, and Jax Felix, his dreams are dashed. But Pillman didn't come out of that unscathed. Jax Felix really gave it to him, and I think Pillman definitely picked up a bump or 2 in that. Well, you're right there, Stats. There were definitely some stiff hits to Brian Pillman. I think Jax Felix was intentionally trying to injure the loose cannon. Well, I'm not sure about that, Tug. But that's it from us for tonight. Brian Pillman will advance in the Golden Ropes tournament. Rightly so. A fantastic effort by Brian Pillman. And Jax Felix too. But from us, that's all. And we'll see you on next week's episode of WhackDown. Good night, everybody.